We're going to take a few minutes and show you how to generate a sheet that can be published with a report. So what we have here is a cut fill map. We're going to create this cut fill map along with a report that's generated from Business Center. So we've already generated our report in our takeoff module or our takeoff tab here. We went ahead and created a takeoff report. So we already have that done and saved as a PDF. So this will work with any PDF or image. Ideally, if you have a PDF report or a PDF document, you can bring that into Business Center and use it for the putting on your plan sheets. So the first thing we need to do is actually go into our sheet layout, and we're going to create some information. So the first thing we need to do in addition to that is actually create our plan set. So if you have a plan set already predefined, you can, as a VCL file, you can drag and drop that in. So in our previous videos in the advanced drafting module or title, we've gone through and shown you how to create these. So here I have one which is a project plan set. It's a D size 24 by 36 inch sheet. I'm going to right click and I'm just going to create a new custom sheet, and we're just going to call this cut fill. We'll call it cut fill plan. We'll click OK, and then we've got that cut fill plan. If we do a new sheet view by right clicking on it, you can see we got our title block and our information in our sheet. So I'm just going to right click and do this side by side, so I got two views here to look at. Next, we'll go ahead and create our plot box or our Dynaview for our plan. So we're just going to put a 3-point rectangle, and we're going to put it on our sheet frame view. We'll call this cut fill viewport. All right, you can call it whatever you'd like. And I'm going to start my first corner here, and my second corner, let's go there, and we'll go here. All right, now what we need to do, let's close this, is actually stretch this guy out a little bit. Okay, so we picked the wrong spot. All right, so now we have that, and we're just going to simply create a Dynaview, and it'll be the cut fill map. We're going to set it on our sheet layer for the Dynaview, and we're going to pick our frame and our scale. We're going to start with 50. Let's come over to location. You see 50 is kind of small, so we're going to just bump that up to 20, and we'll drop that in maybe up on this corner here, and then we'll just rotate this guy so that it's somewhat straight. Alright, so now we've got our plan on our sheet. Next, what we need to do is bring in our report. So if I'm going to go out to where my reports are, and I've got this takeoff report, it's a 8-page report. I'm just going to left click and drag and drop it in. So with any PDF file, I can do this. I can bring in any PDF that I want to use. So you can, cut, and you can go into other programs and do some cutting and trimming and editing and all kinds of stuff, but just to show you can do all that in Business Center, it makes it much easier. So I just brought that in. I'm going to move this guy over here just out of the way, and I'm going to go down and I'm going to take our first page of our report, which is our earthwork, and I'm going to place it into Business Center. Alright, so you want to make sure, if you get this, you want to make sure that you're on the Plan View tab. When you're on the Plan View tab, now I can go ahead and pick this first report, or this first page. Alright, so it's going to bring that in. Now what we're going to do is we want to size it. We know that this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. At least that's what our report was set to be. So I'm going to have a distance of 8 inches, and I'm going to go from pixel, or basically 8 units, and I'm just going to pick this corner over to this corner here. And then when I hit compute, basically what it's done, you can see it sized it and made it fairly small, so that it's just a 8.5 by 11, or basically 8 inches wide. Okay. Now I can do the same thing with another sheet. So let's go down and do the summary report. So I'm just going to move this guy out of the way, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to insert sheet 8, and we'll do the same thing. We'll go ahead and make that 8 inches. Could be 11 inches if you got to set this to landscape. So I'm just going to come in and just pick that, and we'll click compute for that as well. Okay. So now you can see I've got my 2 sheets of my report. Next, I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to create a rectangle. And same thing, this one would be my mass or my volume. Okay, and we'll just pick a corner, and basically what I'm doing here is I'm just creating a frame around this part of the report. And then I can go to the Dynaview, and we'll call this volume. And the same thing here, we're going to put this on our Dynaview layer. And I'm going to pick this frame. In this case, the scale is 1. And I'm just going to go to location, and I'm going to drop it in and hit create. So now it's got that part of the report. Then I can come down here and do the same thing. We're going to create a rectangle. Alright, so I'm going to go from here to here. And I'm going to go over to my Dynaview. And we're going to call this summary. Our frame will be this one. And I'll set that to 1 as well. Alright, so let's make sure we pick the frame. And I'll set that to 1. And then we come in and drop that one in right below this. Keep the rotation 0. And now I've got both of those in there. Alright. Now I can line them up, move them around, you know, change the location. And if I close this down, I can pick that Dynaview, look at the properties of it. Here's the XY, so you know I can arrange these XYs to be the same. You know, so if I make that to be 20, I can do the same thing of this one. You know, make that to be 20. So again, just line them up the way I want, make them nice and neat, and then we're ready to plot. So again, I can come back over here, and I'm not worried about that, but now I can come over here and plot this. So what I might do is come in and turn off that layer, set my views, put all my other information on, put more information on my plan sheet. And if I just come back over to this, right click on my plan set, click print plan set, we're going to print a single sheet from this one, which would be our cut fill map. We're going to print it to a PDF file. I'm going to click OK. It's going to go out and it's going to publish this sheet to a 24 by 36 inch PDF, so which I can then print to a plotter. I could print to a printer, whatever, but you can see it's got my data, all my information, and my reports. So pretty simple to generate the report and a plan set or a map, and publish this so that you can take it out to the field if you wanted to, or put it on an iPad or whatever, but it's a PDF file, so you can do whatever you need to. So that basically just walks through a very simple explanation of how to use the reports and create a plan set with a report.